Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got an episode called Old But Gold, where essentially we go through the older players, probably 32 and onwards, but are still getting really good scores, but because of their age they are a bit cheaper than normal. So let's just crack straight into it. But if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload. Now, just before we crack into the first player as well, I just want to notify you guys I don't have Sorare data planned at the moment because I am a couple days away from going on holiday to Australia, where I'm going to be gone for 3 to 4 weeks. So yeah, there was no point in me having it, obviously. So just bear that in mind. I can't go as in depth as I can usually do in these sort of videos. Capital from the future. Yeah, if I do sound weird in this video, it's because I was losing my voice at the time, lads. So yeah, do bear that in mind. But yeah, let's get back into it. But if that's not put you off, I'm going to go for Pablo Barrera, the forward from the Mexican League in Quintero. L5 of 61, L15 of 58, and L40 of 56 also. He is currently sitting at only £2.84 as of time recording, and also £33 for the rare card. And as you can see here, I obviously cannot show the AA scoring, so I do apologise for that. If you guys want to know or want a video like this again but more in depth with the AA scoring, let me know in the comment section below. But for now, it's going to have to make do for today. Juarez he is at home next to. Again, I don't know when I'm releasing this video, but he should get a good couple of goals against Juarez, maybe even Maslan as well. If we look at his scores over the last year, I mean, they're just pretty decent. And if we look on something like Flash Score, because Sorare data is not able to show me, he had an assist in his last game, and that was back on the 10th of March. Has some decent scores. He's playing decently, having about 7 and above score rating according to obviously Flash Score. And yeah, we'll take a look at this also in the season 2023-2024 season. He has got 5 goals with 8 assists, which is really nice indeed. He's only 13 and 28, but still averaging about that 7.3 match rating. And again, if we can roughly tally up, you can see in regards to his AA scoring, he does have some decent scores he can get for a forward card anyway. Plus 12 here, plus 14, 16, 17, only 0.2 there, 4, 8, 18, 6, 8. So they are positive, and it looks like he gets roughly about anywhere between 8 to 12 on average over the last 3 months. Obviously, the point of this video is old but gold, and I think this is quite, really good value actually. And I think he's only that low because of his age. I'm unaware of his contract situation, and he is obviously 36, so he could be reaching near the back end of it. So probably stay away maybe from rare just in case. But he's only £2.84 in limited, so I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games there, and I'm not sure the league at MX. So I'm unaware if they play any extra games there on after. So there is no real flow to this video. It's more or less I'm just showing you these sort of players I think are just down in value because of the pure basis of their age. Now you've got Sikaleshi here, plays for Konyaspor. They've done well those last couple of games to be able to get out of the relegation zone, I should say, which I'll show you in due course. But L5 of 56, L15 of 49, and L40 of 47, and he's only at £1.26 as a time recording, and also just £38 over the one, nearly well over double the 1 week average. So he could have gone for a bit cheaper. This is why, it's because he's scoring quite well. And now let's just go check on Flash Score like we did for Pablo Barrera. So yes, he's gone up in price because he has scored 3 goals in his last 2 games, which is helping Konyaspor push up the table. He has got 11 goals with 5 assists so far this season as well for Konyaspor, who are, as I said, struggling, but just recently coming out of the relegation zone due to their last couple of games. So that's 16 goal involvements in 25 games for not the best of teams in the Turkish league. The downside to Sikaleshi is obviously, you can see from his scores, he can hit greens, but he's not really a peaker. He's more or less, he gets that 1 or 2 decisives, and then that's pretty much it, as you can see from the AA scoring that he shows and provides here. 5.5, 1, 1, 1. 11, which was a half decent game for him for that 1-1. So he seems to really just be on average, getting about 2 to 3 plus positive AA scoring alongside hopefully decisive. So you're not going to get, he's not really the player to really get you 80 and above, as you can see from the yearly graph in regards to his SO5 scores. But nonetheless, he is a really decent player for the price. I think, like I said, at £1.26. Maybe this comes down But again, the Turkish league, and I'm unaware of his contract situation apart from what Sorare data are showing, which is June 30th, 2024, which actually runs out, I think, in about 4 months. So yeah, there's not a long time for it at all, but he is that sort of player because he's a #1 starter as well for Albania as a striker. I can see this guy just staying in Turkey or going elsewhere, hopefully in a covered league. But again, that's the reason why someone like this is only £1.26. We now have the defender of Arbilla, who plays for Eibar in the second tier of Spain. L5 of 63, L15 of 56, L40 of 54, and yeah, 36 years old, so obviously getting on the wrong side of 30 quite heavily there. Only £1.58 though, and only £15 within the rare also. And this is why Arbilla is one of my favourite players on the list. I think for the value, as I said, at £1.58 and £15 in the rare scarcity. He's prone to an 100 score, 90 there. Some lovely little light dark greens also, so he's pretty susceptible to that, and has been on a good run of form in recent weeks, even despite them not being all wins or clean sheets. So he doesn't have to rely on that extra 10 plus 10 points for AA when you come to getting a clean sheet. 30 AA, 17, 5, 27, 34, 27, 41. Again, that's like 30 plus AA over the last 3 months, or near enough anyway. And yeah, I just think this guy is really solid. But again, unfortunately, just like the majority of these sort of players, is that some of them have some shorter contracts. So obviously he's only got till again June of 2024. So obviously it runs out in like 4 months, again depending on when this actually is uploaded. But I can see that maybe Eibar, this is just pure, you know, going off my sort of my own opinion, is I can see, because he's been a quite pivotal figure in the team, I don't see why they wouldn't extend his contract by another year. But again, if you know any news, guys, about any of these players, make sure to drop in the comments section below. Now we go to our first J-League player, and he is the most expensive one on the list. And we'll get into the price in a second. He is 35, but still has a contract of basically 2 years. L5 of 76, L15 of 65, and L40 of 62. Again, just like I said before in my previous videos, that showcases the sort of longevity of how well he's been doing over the past of basically over a year. It's sitting at £8.82 at the moment, which I don't think is too bad at all, and no floor price at the moment because I think there is none on the market. But he is, as you can see, they're averaging between like £50 to £70. Now, the J-League is all but just started as well, so that's something you've got to take consideration, that you've got this guy over the course of the year, and you can see from his scores, like, he hasn't hit an orange yet. He's hit a couple of yellows, a handful of yellows, 3 there in total over the course of a year. And yeah, he's just really solid player. Has had a couple of his decisives in his first couple of games. And you can even see here, he's hitting 90, 80 and 79 since the start of this season. Obviously had decisives in 2 out of those 3 games, but still 44, 20 and 30 plus positive total all-round scoring is really nice indeed. And like I said, his score all up is just really good. And not only that, he does play for one of the better teams in the league. I don't know all too much about the J-League, but I know they have some really good players within that team. And you probably think, yeah, I haven't pronounced his name, but I mean, I'll try to give it a go. Tsukasa Shitani. I am sorry. Anyway, I'll try giving it a go. But yeah, he seems like a really solid player. The age doesn't really seem to be a factor there, because like he is putting up really good scores and has done last season when he was probably on 34. And yeah, still got a contract for another couple of years yet, and I can see him just probably doing really well since that point. Like I said, for the price, you are getting yourself a really good player, and considering his last 2-3 games have been nearly like 80 pluses, I think really this one's a no-brainer. But again, do your own research to anyone I show you guys. This isn't one of the players because he is sitting at £20. But again, I just want to show you for Shitani. Same club, basically near enough same age as well, putting up the basically same scores. But he is at £20 and £150 because I think everyone raves about this guy that bit extra. But yeah, on the scores there, obviously he hits the 90s quite consistently. But I think for the price difference, there is not much... yeah, not much difference between the two in regards to points. It looks like this guy, Sho Sasaki, probably gets the peaks a bit better. But I think, yeah, Shiotani is still, you know, a worthy player to pick up. Now, the last player is going to be Necip Uysal. He does play for Besiktas in the Super League in Turkey, L5 of 62. I have got this guy, just a little disclaimer, £2.50 at the moment in his limited price, and only £24 for his rare. I think it's because the Turkish league probably doesn't have that many games left. But still, only 33, so he's not the oldest, but he is on the wrong side on 30, unfortunately. But look, you can see these sort of scores here. I think here through the DMPs was through a time where Besiktas weren't too sure of who their backline was. But ever since he's come in, as you can see from here, well, we can't see anymore because I'm broke. But yeah, he's pretty much played the 90 minutes since yeah, those DMPs there. 8 all-round score from last game's not the best for him, even despite the yellow card and conceding 2 goals. It's not too bad of a score, call me crazy. Plus 20 AA score, 34, 45, 29. So that's pretty much, like you can see here, 20, 18, 29, ever since he's sort of been put back into that starting 11 in the back line. So unfortunately, I can't show you his average AA. I can't get rid of the DMPs or the subs appearances, but you can pretty much see that he's hitting, he's peak capable, basically hitting those light to dark greens every now and again. And Besiktas have been, in a half decent run of form, bar the last 2. Gaziantep was a bit of a bad loss for them, but obviously losing to Galatasaray is no mean feat at all. But other than that, they were on a decent run of form over the last 4 games, which, as you can see there, he is a beneficiary of. So Necip only being, like I said, at £2.50 at the moment, at £24 in regards to his rare. You can pick up his in-season card for £2.80, and his rare, again, is an in-season card, so I think is really, really solid. And according to Flash Scores, you can see here, he has his contract expiring on the 30th of June 2025, and he even plays 90 minutes in the Cup game, in case you were worried for those random DMPs. And yeah, he's just doing really well so far, and I think he provides really good value for the pure sake that he's only 33, and Sorare data don't seem to show how long's left on his contract either. But again, I'm unsure how accurate Flash Score is, so again, make sure to do your own research. I'm going to show one more player actually, and it is going to be, obviously everyone knows this guy, Sergio Ramos, formerly of, well, the ex-Real Madrid legend, now at his home club of Sevilla. He is running out of contract in June 30th, 2024, so again, in about 3-4 months time. L5 is 60 and 61 in L15. Only £5.60 in rare, only £25 only £25 in rare, only £5.60 in limited. But the only reason I want to show you these guys, obviously we know what he's capable of, I should say, because obviously he's a phenomenal player even at the age he's at 37. But I still have like maybe a sneaky feeling, and again, I've got no inside scoop or knowledge or anything like this. It's a pure guess, but I can't see this sort of guy retiring at the end of the season. He's still in really good shape for his age, and I think he can really do. I can really see him going to, call me crazy, into Miami potentially next season. But that's pure guess, guys. So again, do your own research for anything. But I think he could be well worth a punt at £5.60 to utilise him for the remainder of this season and potentially use him for the season after. Because if he does go to MLS or particularly to Inter Miami, I think he'll go up a lot. Well, not loads in price, but he'll go up a bit in price, and I think he will score phenomenally there also. And if you're new here, guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified every time I upload.